Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, the Spirit here, and we're back again with another episode of the Bear Den Talks podcast. Now, in this podcast today, we have Works for Tips, and of course, Vanta Black Guy, or he was Vanta Black Knight, but is Black Guy now. Welcome on in, y'all. Welcome on in. and so in today's podcast, we got a couple of good topics to be talking about here. First, we're going to be talking about the new Karate Kid beat 'em up game that's going to come out, because there's been a weird resurgence of beat 'em ups lately. So that's pretty cool and pretty interesting. Then we're going to be talking about Concord and the PS beta. And now, me personally, I haven't played the beta yet, but I've seen a lot of good gameplay from it. People say that it's good. Other people don't like the characters, but we're going to get into that. And then last but not least, we're going to be talking about how Xbox may be potentially moving away from the PAL regions. So that's actually pretty interesting and also pretty crazy itself. Now, let's go ahead and let's talk about it here. So if y'all haven't seen it yet, the Karate Kid, or just recent in general, right? We had a resurgence of a lot of beat 'em up games. A lot of classic beat 'em up games. Such as we had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge recently. That came out about a year or two ago, mostly a year ago probably. And that's
Probably like 2 years ago.
yeah, probably about 2 years ago. Yeah. And that's what started it. And then now, we had Double Dragon Gate, and that game got like remastered or remade or something like that. And then we're going to be having another Double Dragon game called Double Dragon Revival. I don't think Revival is like the complete name of it, but that's coming out soon. And then, now we're having this we're having Power Rangers or whatnot it's coming out its own little beat 'em up game. And that last time they had a beat 'em up game was like on the Sega Genesis, from what I remember. And
The
now,
Genesis was the fighting game. The
yeah,
beat 'em up was actually the Super Nintendo game.
yeah. And so
But I would say even then, I would like to mention Streets of Rage 4 also.
that
I
too,
feel
yeah.
like kind of paved the way a bit of getting the beat 'em ups back.
Yeah, that was definitely started. So what's going to be happening here is that I am going to be having the trailer being played at the bottom for you guys. Now, y'all won't be able to see it, of course, but for the people who are watching this VOD, you guys will definitely be seeing it. So yeah, that was pretty cool and interesting. And then yeah, just I was like, when I was watching this gameplay trailer here of the Karate Kid or whatnot, I was like, wow, that actually looks pretty damn good. I mean, they have a pretty cool amount of characters. And I saw, of course, Daniel, Miss Miyagi. I forgot what the female, because I didn't watch the original series of Karate Kid, but I did watch, of course, Cobra Kai. Now, for you guys who've seen the trailer, what are your thoughts on that? Like, how do y'all feel about the Karate Kid beat 'em up game coming out?
I actually think it looks amazing. I like the pixel art style, but then again, we've been getting a lot of that when it comes to beat 'em ups, because that's the usual art style that I feel kind of fits them.
Yeah,
At least like how they use their engines or whatever it is.
yeah. And for
But
go ahead, go ahead.
oh no, it's fine. I'll
Oh, I was
probably
gonna say,
say it.
for the guys who are, again, for the name of the game is called the Karate Kid Street Rumble, y'all. So yeah, definitely check that out. But go ahead, Tiz. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. But like I just am just glad that like at the very least we're getting this resurgence in fighting games.
Yeah, definitely,
Because
definitely.
we definitely not fighting games, beat 'em up games. Because we definitely needed them.
Yeah, and I'm just here, like, pixel art is looking pretty. It's looking pretty crisp. It looks just. It's old. It's old school. You got the original gang. Coming back. Their own style. I'm like, wow. You know. um.
That's it. Because I also will say this, wasn't it like a while ago that when Sega announced like the revival of like some of their older franchises, they said they were gonna do another Streets of Rage game.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully, if Sega were to do that, hopefully, they do it correctly, because I don't know. Sega's kind of like in a pickle right now, because they're trying to go like this live service route with their game. So I hope that, like, when they do come up with another Streets of Rage, it's going to be a fantastic game. But I'm still skeptical. I gotta, it's a wait and see for me when it comes to this. Um, so far, this Karate Kid game, by the way, there's no Steam page for it yet, but the consoles that it's coming out for is PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. And of course, since we're mostly PC gamers, we don't know if it's just for the or for Steam or for
Steam
Epic
or
Games
Epic.
or whatnot. So I hope it's for both platforms. So that's what we can, mostly hope for. But it is what it is. Now, Vanta, have you seen any gameplay of the Karate Kid, and what are your thoughts on that?
I was just watching. It looks pretty decent for a beat 'em up.
Mm-hmm.
Looks pretty fun. Looks like it's going through some classic adventure type stuff, like from the nostalgia from the older movies. So
Yeah. It,
looks pretty neat.
it's
Because I think they did definitely show the one scene with the Halloween party.
yeah, it's
Because
giving me this
that's like the only thing I remember with like the original movie is just the Halloween party and him getting beat up by Cobra Kai in the skeleton outfits.
Yeah, and like looking at this here on YouTube and stuff, I'm getting recommended, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Readers Rewind, which is like I said, that's the one that's coming out too. And then you have Double Dragon Revive. And I'm like, wow, there's just a huge resurgence of these games. I'm like, are we in some type of renaissance? Now I'm like, shit, should we get a remaster of the X-Men games and the Simpsons? But like, wow, would that ever happen? I'm not,
I think
would
it's
actually be
funny that it's beat 'em ups and also old franchises that
Yeah.
go with them as well.
Yeah. And so it's just interesting, I'm like I'm glad, and we're getting more games. So I mean it's always a plus to get more games, We're getting games on at least on our somewhat favorite consoles. Now if I were to pick up this game, I would have to either pick it up on either for me Steam or on the Switch to get like a feel and for it to feel comfortable, at least in my hands, stuff like that. Because I'm a big guy with big hands, and yeah, me my little sausage and my big fingers,
Say, let's be honest, you're probably just gonna get it on PC anyway because you have a PS4 controller, and that's at least
Yeah.
probably like the best controller that you got for that can like feel all right with
Yeah, so
how fucking big our hands are.
Yeah, so far, definitely. But I don't have any more to say on it because, like I said, the trailer is about 50 minutes. I'll say 50, about 50 seconds long. So it is very short trailer, but at least it gave us a taste of what it has to offer. So, anything else for the Karate Kid guys?
No, I've already said my piece.
Okay, what about you, Vanta?
No, looks pretty decent.
All right, and so now we're going to be moving on to our next topic here. This one is a big major topic. It's pretty interesting because it depends on how you look at it. Now, this next game is called Concord. This game is a hero shooter that's coming out that's being made by previous Destiny and I think just Activision team members or whatnot. And this is coming out for the Sony PS5. Now, this game here, I haven't played it myself, but I have seen other people play it through live stream stuff like that because I wanted to know like what this game is going to be about. Now, me personally, I wouldn't play it because it is a looter shooter. I'm sorry, a hero shooter. I am a person that just if I don't have a group of friends to play it with, I'm not going to play hero shooters. It's just a boring genre to me. But I get that other people will probably most likely enjoy it. So here, in this article here, it says Sony has opened its Concord beta early access weekend for all PlayStation Plus members. So if you are a PlayStation Plus member, you automatically can get into beta and play and try it. Now, this game has entered into a bit of controversy from the interwebs. I'm not going to say what interwebs, but from the interwebs, where characters to some people look ugly. There are pronouns in your character select screen, which people also are getting angry about. But a lot of that, a lot of that negativity, there is some good out of it where people say that the gameplay and the gunplay feel good and feel steady. So, what do you guys think about Concord? Y'all think it's going to survive in the coming years? Like, I give it, for me, about 6 months to a year to see like what's going to happen. What do you guys though? What are your thoughts on Concord?
I probably at least agree with you that it's probably not going to last long
Mhm.
because, at least in my opinion, I don't think hero shooters are that popular. At
Mhm.
least, in this day and age, because
Mhm.
it's not like I don't know, almost 10 years ago. Because actually no, actually 8 years ago I think when Overwatch dropped. Because I'm forgetting the year that Overwatch dropped.
Yeah.
But either way, it's like, because at least I know that like when that game dropped, it was a decent hero shooter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then like obviously like no one, it's just like nowadays it's like I don't hear anyone talk about Overwatch 2.
2016.
Yeah, I think it's more so with Overwatch is that people, they really screwed up people's goodwill when it comes to Overwatch. Like, when they announced that they're not making the PvE anymore, that just kind of just killed people's interest in Overwatch, and that was like the end of Overwatch.
Yeah.
And so I think that Concord. Well, I'm gonna let Vanta give out your opinion real quick on Concord. What are your thoughts if you've seen any type of gameplay for it?
I'm actually kind of excited to see some gameplay. I just want to see how good it is before it dies,
Yeah.
Like, but I
I
mean,
mean,
like, oh, good.
I was just saying, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, you got a point there.
Yeah. Like, like you were saying, like, it's PvP, or, well, not PvP, but just, like, hero shooters are kind of like a weird like thing right now. It's like I don't think it's a very profitable thing or something that people want to play. It looks like a neat little adventure game, like when it was like released, and people were saying it gave like Guardians of the Galaxy vibes. And then the minute they heard like it's a PvP, like a PvP shooter, like come on, like we don't have a million of those already, and it's like
Yeah.
arena kind of thing. It's kind of like the MOBA thing all over again, but but made worse. And it's just like, we're, it's like, when are they gonna do enough is enough? It's kind of like, it makes me feel like, um, or I feel like we had a better reaction to this than Foam Stars, though. That's one thing.
Yeah, that is true.
Like,
Because
I'll tell you that. Like, that's the energy that it initially gave, but at least it looks better than Foam Stars. It's just,
I would definitely
get
it
it.
agree.
doesn't look terrible, but I'm like, it doesn't have to be terrible. It's like, are people going to play it? Is the end of the story. Like,
Yeah.
does it excite people? I would ask that question to the audience. Does it actually interest you? Do you want to play it? Because honestly, it doesn't look offensive in terms of like gameplay. Like, it looks
Yeah.
just like what an Overwatch would be, but that might be its problem. Just
Yeah.
to sum it
Like-
up, like, because Overwatch had an aesthetic and had everything, and this one also does, but it's like, it seems a lot. I don't know. It seems a little slower than Overwatch. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
anyway,
mean,
we'll see what happens.
I just have to say, like, a bit of it kind of makes me think of like just a little bit like Apex, just a little bit, kind of like
Mhm.
how it looks. But other than that, there's nothing really else to say that's probably special.
My thing
'Cause,
too. Oh well, I was gonna say my thing too is like, here's the thing too. Apparently, this game's gonna be on. It's gonna be on Steam as well, on PC and stuff too. But the problem is that this game is that it has a $40 price tag for a hero shooter. Now, in this competitive market, could this game potentially take over Overwatch? Because if I remember correctly, when Overwatch came out, if I
That
recall,
should be-
I think when Overwatch came out, it was like $25 or $30 for like the base game, right? And it was like, I think if you want like the deluxe edition, and that came with like a couple skins and stuff like that, that you are paying $60. Now, I could be mistaken. If I'm wrong, definitely consider posting that in the comment section. Now, again, I only played Overwatch until I was like ranked 26 or 25 or whatever, and I quit playing it because it got boring. But
unless you had a group to play with.
yeah, but now for a $40 price tag though for a hero shooter in 2024, I think it's kind of suicidal. I mean, I get that it's Sony, and Sony,
yeah.
they want to try to get into that live service thing because it's one of Sony's first games to get into that live service, atmosphere, but it's not going to last long. And then, like I said, I'm not going to get into it like too much political. I don't care about the whole pronouns stuff. People are saying, well, it got pronouns in it, it's going to fail automatically. No, it's not because of the pronouns, y'all. It's going to fail because it's a hero shooter in 2024. That's pretty much it. Like,
I would find it stupid if it fails because of pronouns. Because
Yeah.
let's be honest, that I feel like if that was the case, then people would have complained a lot more about Overwatch being probably bad or like going under because the whole, let's just say, fucking LGBTQ plus stuff.
yeah, and so I'm like, hey, they created their game, and the only time you can tell if the game's going to be successful or not. It is what it is. But like I said, the consensus so far is that it's just been a pretty great game for some people. I'm enjoying it. They like the gameplay flow. I mean, it's apparently it says right here the beta has 3 modes: it has Clash Point, Trophy Hunt, and Cargo Run, which I can probably tell what those are. Clash Point's probably you got to defend your points, something like that. You got Trophy Hunt, which probably means that you got to, I don't know, kill you have to kill your opponents and stuff like that. Probably collect the trophies, and of course Cargo Run, which is like any other game where you probably have to defend the cargo while you slowly push pushes to its objective. And so then the game is launching with 16 characters unlocked, so that's actually pretty cool. I mean, it's a good amount of characters for a beta. My thing too when it comes to these kind of games is variety too. Like, variety and also the release of characters. Like to me, like I hate it when there's like a 5v5 team game or whatever, and like everyone has like the same character, because like it just defeats the purpose of balancing it. Like I like to have people like, especially if you are able to change characters at will. I feel like if you lock in your character, you should stay that character for the rest of the game. You chose your character, you chose your team comp. You should, stick with it instead of saying, well, this character sucks at the moment. Let me just switch on. And then everyone switches like the meta characters or whatever that's going on and stuff like that. So I feel as though, like I said, I'm giving this game about 6 months to a year to see how this game performs. But I feel like within the 8th month period, this game's going to go free to play. That's all I can tell.
I can see it. Because and even then, if that doesn't happen, then they might just do their final update. Because there's another game that I could definitely say that had something very similar like that, and that's the Crash Team Rumble game.
Yeah, did it have its final update?
What's up?
Did that game have its final update?
Yeah, it actually only lasted I think less than a year.
poor game. Now you made me want to look this game up.
I definitely know that it has. It's gotten to a point where literally some people take forever. Because I actually watched a video of someone trying to platinum the game, and it took them almost 20 minutes just to get into his first match.
God damn. I mean, yeah, it's I think for those kind of games, I feel like the only way those games works is they have to come out free to play from day one, and then have a battle pass or something like that, to keep people playing. But the thing is also with those kind of games or these kind of games that are coming out, so you're battling for people's time, and people can only play a certain amount of the hero shooter, looter shooters, platform fighters, whatever, a day. We only got so many odds of 8 hours, maybe even less than that, to for our enjoyment and stuff like that, right? So it's
And the thing, even though on the topic of platform fighters, people don't complain about say Smash.
Yeah.
Well, at least technically, people do have their beef with Smash, but it's not that bad because it's been going. It's already 5 games. It's been going over for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And multiverses is let's just be honest, it's in beta. It still can get up there and be good. They just need to actually sit down and fix some of the issues that the game has.
Yeah, definitely. I do agree with that. But that's all I have to say on Concord, though. I hope, again, the best wishes to the game dev and see how that goes. Again, I'm giving the game about 6 months to a year to see how that goes, and then hopefully people start enjoying it and have a good time playing it. That's all I had to say on that. Anything else for you guys?
No.
6 months is fair.
Yep.
A year is generous.
Yeah. All right.
That Gundam Evolution game, I think that was 6 months.
That was less than that.
That was 8 months.
Well, when you hide, with Gundam Revolution, when you hide best good characters under atrocious grind, your game's gonna die pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it's sad because that's. I feel like if they really went with the other Gundam games, because they have the Maxi Boost on, that those arena franchises, and I feel like they'd have better luck with that. But
yeah,
maybe that's only for niche
mm-hmm.
nerds anyway.
No, I get that for sure. Okay, and so now we're going on to our last and final topic here of the day, guys. We're going to be talking about Microsoft. Now, this is an article from WCC Tech or F Tech. Microsoft's considering seizing marketing of the Xbox consoles and EMEA, shifting focus to Game Pass. So if you guys don't know what EMEA is, it's Europe, Middle East, Africa, or you can just say the PAL regions for the most part. So this comes under fire because in the last couple of years, as you guys know, or really not even the couple years, the past 10 years, Microsoft has really screwed the pooch here, y'all. It all started back in the early days of 2013 with the Microsoft E3 of that year. That's when it started to go real downhill, and the Xbox brand just never recovered. So now, they start to push this, this whole Game Pass thing. Game Pass, at least in my opinion, is a good service in its own right, but it shouldn't be the definitive service that people push to. At least in my opinion, when it comes to Game Pass, if you want to try out a game, you don't want to spend a full $70, $80 on said game, then Game Pass is something that you should definitely try. If you like the game, then you fully buy it, and also you get access to a whole bunch of other games for a month or whatnot, right? And so that's what the service is used for. But a lot of people, they don't really think about it like that, because Game Pass isn't Netflix to games. And so as of recently, they're starting to increase their prices on their Game Pass now. Now, there was a chart. I got to look for the chart, but like, if I recall, the PC Ultimate Edition is like $15. Then you have the core version of Xbox Game Pass, which you don't apparently get games day one. Apparently, not anymore. You have to pay for the $20 version of the Game Pass for a console to get the day one games or something of the sort. And then for PC though, yeah, you get everything day one if the game comes out on PC. So that's pretty interesting. Now, it says right here, part of this article is that Microsoft has been peddling that you no longer need an Xbox to play or utilize the Xbox services. With many day one Xbox releases also being released on PC alongside this, they promote their Game Pass subscription, offering plenty of offers to new subscribers, especially through the Discord Nitro gifts. So with that said, what do you guys think on Xbox Game Pass and how it stands right now, or just the Xbox ecosystem as a whole?
Yeah, I'll let you go first, Ryan.
Honestly, I'm not really sure about it. I'm trying to get more information on here. Like, I see like I'm trying to find that chart you were talking about actually.
Mhm.
I mean, if you want to go ahead, tips really quick, let's see.
Well, I mean, I find it kind of, a bit of a shock that, obviously they're trying to discontinue Xbox consoles. But at the same time, like Spacey said, they kind of, let's just say, shot themselves in the foot in a way because of many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, from what I'm reading, it's just like they're trying to pretty much make it to where, like, as long as you pretty much have a PC or a Fire Stick, then you don't really need the console. Which, I mean, technically, that does mean that in a way you aren't paying for, like, I don't know, but like, I'm just gonna say $500 for a console because honestly, I don't know how much an Xbox console goes for nowadays.
It's like $400 or $500, something like that. It's it's something like that. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah.
It's like for sure. But hell, I mean, if you have a good PC, then you don't need a console.
Yeah, you have nothing to really worry about because let's be honest, technically, as long as you have a computer, you don't really need to worry about Xbox stuff since they're both one and the same.
Okay, so I found the chart here. I'll post it here in chat for you guys can look at it here. So with this chart here, it's showcasing that for the core Game Pass, right? It's $9.99. It's $9 a month, or I'm sorry, $10 a month, or $75 a year. You get a limited catalog of 25 games on console, and also member deals and discounts. That's all you get. Now, if you want Game Pass Standard, that's $15 a month. You get online multiplayer, limited games to 25 plus, member deals and discounts. Game Pass catalog hundreds of games, and then, but the problem is with that one is you do not get day one games, or as you see here, it says not day one, added at a future date. Now, what they want to go for is the Game Pass Ultimate, which is $20, where you get everything down on that list. And again, I will post a list to you guys in the video for y'all to see what it's all about. Now, the last but not least is the PC stuff. Of course, you don't get the console, stuff like that, but you do get the member discounts, the Game Pass catalog, the day one game editions, the perks and discounts on game consoles and stuff like that, and then also EA Play. So with that said, and if you guys see the charts there, how do y'all feel about that now? After looking at that chart,
Where did you?
It's in our podcast chat.
Oh,
Hold on. You know what?
Yeah, I mean, you DM'd it to me privately.
Yeah, my bad. Wrong person. There you go.
Yeah. Either way, I will just say, like, I find it at least crazy because I did think that it was a nice idea for the Game Pass to be like like $1, because that's the last time I remember it being a price from what I've heard. Which, like you said, you got to try your games, and if you enjoyed them, cool. You could then actually probably get them on the actual Xbox if you have that, or your PC, and actually own the game.
Yeah.
It's a way of just it's like a demo service kind of in a way.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's how I use it for, that's how I feel like that how Xbox should always be used. It should be used as or at least I'm sorry, Game Pass wise, it should always be used as a demo pass. I don't think it should be replaced. I think Microsoft is totally, I feel like they can do this whole Game Pass thing, but I feel like that they're totally in the wrong here. And what I feel like is that they need to go back and really look at their chart and just be like, okay, how can we recover the Xbox ecosystem? We need to try and invest into new things that people can like and enjoy. I feel like where they really screwed the pooch is that they need newer IPs, such as they had one like Scalebound. That game should have came out. I'm still sad to this day that game did not come out and it got scrapped. They need to bring, just have just newer IPs. They can look at their older catalogs, and be like, okay, we can bring back Blinks the Time Sleeper, or maybe games like Bloodwake. I don't know, just older classic games that they can bring and make it iconic to be exclusive to their console. That's what Xbox needs in this day and age. But
they also do need to make sure that they do good on, actually, making those classics.
Yeah.
Because, there have been many cases of classic games being made and then people, being like, this isn't as good as it was as the original.
That's always going to be the case because this is the problem with modern gamers is that, again, it's always going to be the case. But if you scream like that, then guess what? You can still go back and play the classics. It's not that serious. Now, unless they did something drastically like different or something like that, like change the entire gameplay mechanics, then I can definitely say you guys do have a point. But if they don't change the game and let's say they just make a minor change or something like that, and y'all are just screaming to the void, then that's a whole totally different story, But yeah. It's just Microsoft. They're in a weird spot right now, and I feel like that they're doing. I think that they think that they're just burning money at the moment, and they just don't know what to do. Because eventually this whole subscription service is going to blow up. They're going to be spending more money than what they're making back. Because I think the way how most subscription services work eventually is that they start to cap out basically. So while the pricing starts to go higher, this is when they start to charge a bit more. That's what Netflix has been doing these past couple years. The more subscribers you get, of course, the more that you get the infrastructure, but the more power that's used, the more energy that's used, that prices go up. And so every couple of years, Netflix is like, okay, we're going to have to bring up a price charge, bring it up again. No, I remember Netflix used to cost $8 a month. Now it's up to like $15, $20 now, and that's the route the Xbox is going. At that point, I might as well just buy my games at a cheaper price at the end of the day, or be a patient gamer and finish my backlog and then buy those games. But
I'm waiting for the day that the Nintendo online becomes $50. Like just base online.
Check W.
Let's be honest, it's gonna probably happen.
And so, yeah, it's just all about investing. I feel like Microsoft, they're just investing to the wrong things. And, like I said, you can have the cloud gaming and stuff, but keep your consoles and just like invest into your own IPs. You got Gears of War, you have Fable, you have Halo that you've been fumbling the ball with, create more IPs, bring back the classics, but there's only so much I can say about Microsoft because other than that, because they're just, again, I used to be an Xbox person, but now I'm just a PC/PlayStation guy. So I hope Nintendo on the side. So I hope that they can make a comeback, but I don't know. What do you guys have to say on any of that there?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they can stop shooting themselves in the foot and stop closing these freaking studios. More importantly,
yeah,
yeah.
Besides that, and like, I really am wondering what their game plan is for the future. Because I just seeing all these, I know gaming's in a weird place, and I hate seeing all these studios close and everything. So I'm hoping they have some grand plan other than the Game Pass to like, get everything set up. Also, these prices going up every other year or something like that. I'm wondering if there's going to be a real incentive to keep going.
Yeah.
Because at least for me, I don't really keep up with Xbox anymore ever since the Xbox One came out. Because let's be honest, like the original Xbox, it was great. Xbox 360 was probably like the crown and jewel of their time when it came to like console gaming. But just nowadays, it's just Xbox doesn't really do anything anymore. Well, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, because again, they're so focusing on this like streaming atmosphere now. I don't know where this energy is coming from. I mean, if I was streaming, so it's like the subscription service seems cool. Don't get me wrong, because other companies started following suit. EA does their own subscription thing, but then here's the EA realized that our catalog isn't actually as great as we thought it was, so we're gonna have to double this up with Xbox and Steam or some shit. They realized that even Ubisoft thinks they're the same. They think the same thing too. So
I was gonna say, did Ubisoft have like a subscription thing?
they do, and even their games aren't worth the price that they're trying to sell it for, which is why they're trying to push it so hard with like the most recent releases like Assassin's Creed Shadows and stuff like that. That's why they have the Ultimate Edition at like $130. You're like, hey, guess what though? You can subscribe for $15-$20 and get the Ultimate Edition basically for $20 a month. But you're not gonna own it though. But you can still play for $20 a month. Yeah, I mean, I'm like,
let's also just not forget the fact that like I can already see like maybe I don't know 10 years in the future, just physical media is gonna all be gone,
yeah,
and I would not even be surprised that at some point all games are just subscription based.
yeah. But this is also where we're going for too. Like, and people are my last statement on this is that people are actually just starting to accept this now. Where I feel like that's the kind of feature we're going to is a digital only feature, and a lot of gamers are starting to accept this now, especially like with consoles going discless and stuff like that too. And there's been rumors where Sony or Xbox or something like that's going to have one more generation where they're going to go with physical media. And at that point, I think if that happens, I'm just going to stop playing games, just play games on console wise and just keep playing games on PC. I hope Nintendo doesn't do that. They have a good thing going with the cartridge, Switch and stuff like that. As long as they make their newest consoles and stuff backwards compatible, because it'll be kind of stupid that like they come up with two generations of consoles and like not have a little chip support or whatnot. But yeah, that's how I feel, and that's all.
The Switch 2 could be backwards compatible with the Nintendo Switch, which I feel like it's probably going to happen because let's be honest, when I'm thinking about like actually since the Wii came out, that's kind of what they've been doing with a lot of their consoles. The
Mhm.
Wii was backwards compatible with the GameCube. They had the 3DS that was backwards compatible with the DS. The DS was backwards compatible. Actually, no, the DS was the earliest example because they had the Game Boy Advance stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, just Nintendo just keeps doing backwards compatible, but I would hate to see them break the cycle.
yeah. But anything else you guys have to say on Microsoft's topic?
Nope.
What about you, Vanta? Any last few sentences?
Not really.
All right. And so with that said, you guys, we're finally going to be making a comeback with this podcast here. Now, we're going to try to get this podcast going at least every 2 weeks if we can. Of course, we all have real lives, and this can take time to come back and stuff like that. But hopefully, we're going to be of course every week having more topics for you guys, to talk or we can talk about, and also keep our formats going and stuff like that, and for you guys can enjoy. Now, keep in mind too, we do have the Black Male Gamers podcast also on this channel as well. So you guys want to see the Black Male Gamers content, you can go to the live streams and come check that out too. But thank you guys for coming out and watching this podcast today. Much appreciated on that. And I hope that you guys can enjoy the next one. Tips and Vantage, any last words to shout you guys selves out or something like that? What y'all want to do?
No, just think we've already introduced our names. Nothing really to shout out for, at least for me.
Mm-hmm. What else, you, Vanta?
Same, nothing much. I'm gonna be playing around. I guess a shout out to like Fantasy Star Online since I'm into nostalgia. Uh, No, but for real, they did come out with like a mod hack, and I've been trying to tell you if y'all
Oh
like
my
that
God,
game at
Ryan!
all.
Stop trying to advertise this like it's
I'm gonna do it. It's a new old thing. I like the new old thing. I like when they take an old thing and make it better. Like they just update it, or they're about to update No Man's Sky, and they're about to like freaking was it the ROM hack changes the game for Fantasy Star Online, makes it feel more like a roguelike. So whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can still play that game online, and I think it's cool. And I think it harkens back to a time where everything wasn't a fucking subscription, and that is well, can we say that? Whatever.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everything wasn't a subscription, and you could play with your friends, and you used to be in. I played that game in high school, bro. That game was special to me.
Hey,
Anyway,
he said that was his game.
yeah, yeah.
That was his game. But hey, like I said, guys, thank y'all for watching this episode. Do appreciate that. We'll see you guys hopefully for the next one. Hopefully we'll be able to drop down the next couple of weeks. But you guys have a good one. We'll see y'all soon. Peace out. Much love and have a good one, y'all.